Okay, great. I think I'll hand it over to you now then.
Okay, so good morning, good day to you all, and I hope you all are doing well. So for the team one, so this is I'm going to share just a quick update on our current state. So what have we done so far? So if I can divide them into three parts as we were focusing when we developing our action plan. So we were focusing on short-term goal and midterm and the long-term goals. So for the short-term goal, we wanted to publish web magazine to promote awareness. So for the what we have done part, so we have published the first issue of our Bioeconomic Plus web magazine. And then for the midterm goal, I was introducing education materials in different languages. So we wanted to focus on community level, actually. So that's why we wanted to publish these materials not only in English, but also possible regional languages using the team members' help. But recently, we actually one of our members suggested maybe we should also can share these materials not only in community level, not only with the community workers or those who are closely engaged in community work, but also with the school children. So then our team members agreed, and so we are working on that part. And for the long term, so it was introducing or suggesting environmental policies for our regions. So we were doing some research about our country's status on environmental studies. So our plans for the coming months is publishing second issue of web magazine and then publishing educational materials. So we aim to publish. Yes, I know we were saying this for a long time, but we couldn't publish it still. So we aim to publish this first set of these materials at least by the end of April. And then for the third one, which is related to the long-term goal, is publishing a research paper. This is actually for us also to gain an understanding on current states of environmental studies in school curriculum. So while we were doing our research, so then we thought, okay, why don't we maybe combine all our findings, and then maybe we can publish those results as a research paper. So that can help or that can be used for any future or current research, or anyone, those who are looking for this kind of data or the resources for their, it can be educational purpose or for their works or for anything. So we thought, yes, we can publish our findings as a research paper. So this is going to be our short-term, under the long term, but again, still, we are going to publish this research paper probably on April, or if not in the May. So this is what we have done, and also what we are planning or what we are currently doing on. So to do this work, we have some points to improve as a team. So I believe most of teams are active, but still, I guess we have some teams, or at least some team members that are not very active. So that's also a case of our team. So yes, we need to improve this part, teamwork. So I suggested to restart weekly team meetings. Still waiting for team members, response, because it's quite hard to find a common time for the meetings. But anyway, we will work on that. We will find a way. So if we cannot do weekly meetings, but I highly emphasize the necessity of having at least twice a month meetings, because that helps us to kind of monitor and track on individuals' roles, what we are doing. So yes, although this was always like me, the YCD always sending, texts and reminders, and others, they sometimes they don't even respond. So I think, yeah, this is really important to have meetings. So that's why I added this point. And also, yes, we need to follow a timeline to stay on track, and again to monitor our progress and our work, so everyone can say, instead of just saying, okay, I'm doing this, or we have done this. So I think it's really important to show actually, some data, what we have done, right? Information, so others also know, okay, this is so they are not just words, but they are really doing something. So of course, this is not a exact or clear timeline, but just to give you an idea. So basically, if we focus on this, the coming 3 months, March, April, and May. So for the March, yes, we will start to doing our weekly meetings, or at least monthly meeting, let's say maybe twice a month, from the coming week. And then there we will focus on how we're going to do, how we're going to combine our research findings, and also as we are going to publish our second issue of the magazine. So we will discuss about collecting articles and writing articles and so on, and also the preparing educational materials. Some members have already done, so we need to kind of review and maybe improve. And then for the April, as I said, we expect to present the first set of our educational materials. So we need to finalize the education materials in the April. So at least by the end of the month, then we will be able to publish or introduce the first set of our educational materials. And for the May, then we hope to finalize our research paper, because at the moment our members are doing research. So for example, I found that even in Sri Lanka, yes, we have environmental studies from grade 1 to until grade 13, which is A level. So let's say the primary, secondary, and tertiary level of higher education. So even after the school education, then they can get university education. So we have actually in Sri Lanka, we have this environmental education in the curriculum, but perhaps they have some kind of practical issues when it comes to teaching, or providing practical knowledge and experience for the students. So this is a part that I need to find more details, or that I need to dig into deep to get more details about it from my side. So yes, so like that, whatever we will find through our research, then we need to combine and then put them into a paper, and then create a kind of research paper. So probably then we can publish it as a research paper for the regional state of regional curriculum state of environmental studies, or something like that. And then we hope also to finalize second issue of our web magazine Bioeconomy Plus, and hopefully we will be able to publish the second issue. So that's all about it. But I need to also mention that is like we have worked on some things, and we have some outputs, also some results, like our web magazine, and then maybe in coming months we will have research papers. But then I think we need to also use these findings or outcomes effectively and efficiently, because okay, just publishing is not enough, or posting on our GYCC website is not enough. I think we need to also work on that, like sharing whatever our findings or our knowledge with our community. And so this is just my personal idea, but I think I will discuss this with my team members, but also I'd like to share it here with others. So like we can work on, yes, I think some teams are already working on like regional groups, and also maybe schools. Apart from that, I think maybe we can reach out to some kind of organizations, not just only get information from them, but also when we have some kind of findings like magazine or some research paper or any other kind of documents that we prepare as part of our action plan, then we can share those things with them and ask them to publish or use for their work. So in that way we can have these kind of acknowledgement of using, being useful for whatever the work we are doing here. So that's something I wanted to address in the coming months also, and I hope we will be able to do something, so then people they know yes, there is GYCC and they are doing something. And so that's from our side. So thank you very much. And yes, if you have any feedbacks or any suggestions, so I'd like to hear from your side also. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much. Could I just see that last slide again?
This one you mean?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for the presentation. That was very well explained. I was also curious when you talked about the first to 13th year education. Like, what exactly did you mean by that point? Were you saying like your team's plan is to create education materials for people from primary school all the way to secondary and third higher level education?
Okay. Well, for like from grade 1 to grade 13, well, so grade 12 and 13 is the A level. I think maybe in Korean education system it can be something related to 고등학교, I guess, high school. So yeah, primary, secondary, and high school. So that was what were my findings based on my research. So I was saying we have in Sri Lanka, for an example, because we are currently researching on current states of school curriculum in terms of environmental studies. So I found that, yes, in Sri Lanka, for an example, yes, we have from grade 1 to grade 13, and then even after school education, then they can, students are free to choose whatever they like to study in the university. So they have environmental studies in university level also. So when I say introducing educational materials to school children, it means although there are some existing curriculum, some existing lessons for the current students in the current curriculum, but we need to do more research, but still we think that there are some issues when it comes to practical and the reality, because although there are some lessons, they are just very limited or theoretical lessons, or maybe old data when it comes to the content of those lessons. So they just, for example, from grade 1 to 5, and then grade 6 to grade 9, they teach about our environmental and things, but seems like most of the time the teachers, or they don't touch or get in deep to the current the practical issues that we are facing in terms of climate crisis. It's not just environment, it's just not the animals. Like, we believe schools also should provide some kind of deep knowledge and, if possible, practical experience and knowledge to the students. So that's why we thought it's important. It would be great if we can share some materials with the school students in our countries, like suggesting them, yes, you have this kind of contents in your textbook, but we suggest these kind of things. For example, having environmental field trips, instead of just going outside your classroom, or instead of just going around your school, just go to a real place that you can see the real impact of climate crisis or human actions. For example, we have so many issues with the illegal logging and elephants and human conflicts in Sri Lanka, for example, or illegal sanding, and so many issues. So, but students, they are not, experienced in this kind of things unless they are really interested and go to those kind of areas and, kind of studying what's happening there and who are the people involved in those kind of illegal actions and what are the steps that we can take as citizens or so on. So we think maybe we can include in our materials the current states or the seriousness of these issues, for example, illegal logging. So, and then what we can do as citizens, and the legal backgrounds with some kind of actions that we can take, and the legal supports that we can take. And also we think to introduce some kind of organizations that are actively working on these issues. So if the school we can support them to combine and connect with those organizations to take action. So something like that. Still, I know maybe it's not very clear because I don't have a picture, the clear picture to show you all. Okay, this is it is, but probably in the next meeting we will be able to show some of results, and then I believe you will be able to get a clear idea. So
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, that's clear now. And yeah, if you can like update us next month, that would be great. I'd be very interested to hear like what things have happened and if any schools you've contacted. Does anyone else have any feedback or questions for Team 1? Maybe, oh
Oh,
yeah,
sorry. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to add that thank you for sharing that, and I think your ideas are really nice because like it's very nice to like hear that you're going to make another chapter of your web magazine, and also like that idea that you're going to share the materials for education. It might be really helpful because yeah, because we know like what kind of things will be more needed in the field. So that will be really helpful for teachers or like who teaches in the class. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
yes. Does anyone else have any questions? Or suggestions, maybe things, ways that it could be better? Okay, right. If anyone has any more ideas, then you can leave it in the chat. And then we'll move on to team 2 now. Thank you so much, Amali.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm really sorry to say this one, but we don't team two did not have any to present today. But so I came here to get some help from the co-leaders and other team members because team two's Y City did not actively participate in the any kind of discussion for our topic. I think that is because he got COVID-19 at the time, like last year, July. So other team members are also, I think they're really busy for their own business, but just no one is not doing anything. So it's a kind of embarrassing to say this one. But at least I by myself is I am trying to find some doing some data collection for showing the people the kind of the international loop, which we explained in the July the meeting, town hall meeting. I forgot the name. So I'm doing that one with my professor in environmental graduate school, but it is not clear yet because we are dealing with the illegal logging. The data for illegal logging is really hard to collect at the first stage, but I'm trying to find something as a policy TF team member as well. But I think it's really hard to do something by myself, and I need more team member from Team 2. So can the co-leaders do something for them, contact them to actively participate in this kind of meetings or any individual work for them? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yes. We'll talk to the YCD. Thank you for letting us know. And can you tell us a little bit about like what data collection you've been doing?
So our focus on July was really regarding the Latin America. So the international loop means that while they are trading the timbers cut down illegally from that area, such as Brazil and El Salvador, and then Argentina, I guess. So while they are exporting their timber to some kind of a big company, and we all know about the IKEA. So IKEA also they are importing the illegally logged trees for their products. So and that is one of the reasons they can sell the timbers and the furnitures really at a very cheap price. So the international loop is kind of a lack of certificate. So customer do not know the origin of the timbers. So they cannot distinguish the timbers were cut down legally or illegally. So they cannot make an kind of the clever choice to just purchase the legally cut down tree, not illegally cut down tree. The customers should should be acknowledged and should be aware of where these are coming from. As that timber, the furniture made of the timber can be also related to their health because for the for making the furniture like desk or uh what was it the utensils for the kitchen areas they need some certificate that it is not harmful for their health, human health. So that can be a point that we can focus on to deal with the illegal logging.
Yes, thank you for that. So it looks like you are working on it more and you're collecting data, and I respect that, even though, you know, a lot of people in your team have not been very respondent. And about that, like me and Diane will work on it and help your team communicate better. So thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions about illegal logging?
Yes, please. I just have an idea. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
So, hello, guys. So, she just mentioned that like not all of the team members are active or participating to implement the action plan of the team, and I think that this is an issue that we are all facing in our teams. But as I can see that you're the only one like working within your team, and you mentioned that you need like more participants to be active to help you like implement the action plan. I just have an idea. I just remember that the last session there was a team. I actually don't remember which team. They mentioned that they finished implementing their action plan, and they will just keep like attending the monthly youth sessions. So I think if they would help, it might be like an extra help for you that will enable you to work on your action plan, since like most of other teams are working on their own action plans and they lack like the engagement of all participants. So this is an idea that this team like maybe would give you like help within your research or the work that you're doing for the action plan of your team.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so does anyone know which team that was? I'm not sure.
I actually don't remember.
Was it the one team that made the quiz online?
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Okay, I think Rachel was in that team. I don't know. Oh, I think she's here right now. Is it team 5? Is that correct?
Regarding?
Like, are you guys finished with your action plan, or did you guys ever mention that you guys are finished?
No, we only just finished our quiz, but we still have a part 2 of our action plan that's not carried out now, which is also a little bit of lacking of traction in our team.
Okay, so I don't think it was team 5. I actually don't think any team was completely finished with their action plan implementation. So, I think that was a good idea, but I'm not sure if anyone is more free to help other teams.
Mhm.
Yeah, if we talk to team 2 members and then still like it's a problem, then maybe we can consider other things. Yes, how is team 4 though? Just like on the side.
Yeah, and now it's like only 3 of us are like actively participating or working to implement the action plan. Just 3 of us.
I see.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we keep like doing good work actually.
Okay, that's great.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think like it was an incentive for people to be participant and come to these meetings and everything. So they can actually be a part of the conference in Colombia. But if that is not really working right now, then yeah, we can talk to them and maybe remind them about these things and such.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And team 3, are you ready to present now?
Okay, I will probably speak because I was asking Angela if she can represent, but I can say something. It's just that our team has been really busy, like people are going to school have meetings and this and that. So we are better slow with our progress. Like we have sent those emails to the companies that we mentioned before, like the big companies. It's just that we like send emails, but we haven't really heard. Like we sent like about 1 week, like about around 1 week ago, and we just haven't like received anything back from them. So each of us like is assigned to send email to the respective companies who we suggested our base. Then because we expect that it might be slow response, that so we are hoping that we can also probably diversify our like our focus more, and maybe maybe approach other organizations like for support and assistance, because we haven't really had like support assistance like in this kind of how to write like email and follow up, things like that. So we are thinking that perhaps we need more assistance, and to see how like we can possibly provide more information, something like that, and just wait for them to reply. Yeah, that's kind of the progress. Just the email part is difficult to come back because we are evolving with the big organizations. It's not just youth. So yeah.
Okay, like, can I know which companies you guys have contacted?
Well, I don't know about the like. So we like go to the emails, but we haven't really come up with this. But at least I know like we contacted like Microsoft, like Apple, Samsung, and some of the big organizations that is working on this kind of topic, which we are hoping to gather more impact, but it's kind of working, not working. So we use LinkedIn to find the contacts. But then if the emails doesn't work, then we might try to like also use LinkedIn to contact the specific people. Because we feel that not everyone probably is a LinkedIn, so we might need to gather more information.
Okay, yeah. Are there any like smaller companies that you guys are looking into?
Yeah, it's just that our main thing sound like a bigger not bigger companies, but more like offices in the North America and Asia. It just we have not directly worked with them before, so it might be difficult to get them come back in a short time, like in a more like shorter time frame.
I see. So can I also know what exactly you guys are writing in the emails? Like, what are you asking them?
We're asking if like they can just have a call with us, just to see the like to have a call, and then to see if they can help, not help, but like give us more information on the pledge and have a partnership sort of thing. Like not partnership, but more like a how to have this pledge and have youth engaged and towards the more UN conferences and things. Like more like generic sense, but it just we haven't like we send them the PDF and like PowerPoints that we presented before, but yeah, we don't know. We will see. It's just that we haven't really put too much details in the email, but we might need to follow up soon, like not like maybe in next week or something, to see if they don't forget our email and try to follow up if they can reply.
Okay, I see. So if none of them respond, then what is your guys' plan B?
Yeah, it's probably like as we mentioned like one meeting that we might consider going towards academia instead. Change a bit direction, like we used to be pledge, but maybe we will try to get more academia involved in like this pledge and have more like instead of having more the money and the businesses, but we also want to maybe have that the academia in the middle, because we believe that some academia is probably working with these kind of business sectors. So we will probably be probably also that get our focus more wider. Yeah. That is plan B.
Oh,
Or
okay.
plan C will
Yeah.
be, as you suggested, going to like smaller, not smaller, but yeah, I guess not business, but NGOs instead. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
nice decision then. Yeah.
My phone kind of lagged out, but I think what you said was if it doesn't work, you will go to academia. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what we mentioned in the last meeting, is that we might have a shortcut to contact academia, then go to the businesses, but we haven't really done that. We went directly to the big companies, so we might try to seek out our universities to see if they're working with business. We don't know that, but we have to contact our professors or researchers to see how that goes.
Yeah, I think it would be cool if you guys also went ahead and contacted NGOs as well as, following up with those big companies, just so something can, be picked up and like you can start something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you can like talk to your team members about that. I don't know if anyone else from Team 3 is here today, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. Does anyone have questions or suggestions for Team 3? Okay, I think we're good. And someone, okay, never mind. Right. So now Team 4, I think you guys can begin. Thank you, Yoko. Is there anyone from Team 4 who can give us an update or presentation?
Yeah, I'm here. Just my mic was muted. Sorry.
Oh, yes, Omar, yes, you
I
can
will
go
just
ahead.
start. I will start sharing my screen first, then I will begin. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so for the implementation of our action plan, our main topic was the rapid and damaging desertification in Africa. So since the Seoul meeting, our main aspect or our main pillar to address desertification in our vision was education and awareness, to raise awareness of indigenous people and farmers in rural areas and those who are associated with the issue in our communities. So that's why, based on the research that we did within the last 2 months and the community assessment needs that we did last month, we found out that we are going to do a youth exchange, a youth environmental exchange program, a virtual one, as a tool or a to-do project to address the issue in our communities. So the goal that we need to achieve through the exchange program, the virtual one that we're going to do, is to holding this virtual opportunity to continue the mission of the GYCC and to apply our action plan and to provide a training session to advocates and youth participants and activists that are associated with climate change and specifically desertification in our communities, and provide them with better understanding of the topics of deforestation and desertification in our vision based on the data and the research that we did through our work with the GYCC community. And also the idea of conducting an online session or an exchange program, like a virtual one, was to conduct this session with a diversity of participants, because we are now 3 participants from 3 different countries, which are Botswana, Egypt, and Korea. So we first thought that we can do it each in his or her own country, but we wanted to include the diversity aspect in our impact that we are going to do. So that's why we found out that it would be better if we do it like as an online session or a virtual form, so that we can include all of these participants from the 3 different countries together, so that they can like interact together and share their insights and so on within the session itself. Moreover, we also wanted to not just like do the session that we are going to do, but we wanted also to make like a post project or a post program activities as well, because holding this session would be having a lot of participants from different countries interacting and engaging together, discussing the subtopics related to the certification in our countries. So we need to keep doing or to continue the impact of this work. So that's why we want to create something of like a part 2 of our action plan, not just stopping by this, which is gathering all of these participants through one of the social media, like interacting through, so that they can work together and share insights, and we can also share with them opportunities, and they can maybe work further and work together on kind of action plan or something that they can implement, whether within their communities or something that they can apply together, each in his or her own community. So I'm going to share with you the schedule of the session that we are going to conduct. We're still working to implement it or to develop it, but we have like an initial draft that I'm going to show you. But first, I want to tell you about like the main discussion, the main course discussion that we are going to share with them within this session. And as I told you that we did like a community assessment survey last month, we were like sharing this assessment with like different categories of our communities that are associated with the issue of the certification. We shared this array with people from the government, people from the private sector, people from the NGOs, people who are farmers, like those who are working in the agriculture, an essential like component in the issue of the certification in our communities. And we found out that the main cause for the certification, especially in our communities, is the human-induced actions that are being done in the agricultural sector, in the rural areas and indigenous communities. And that's why we found out that the main topic that we need to share or to discuss with the participants that are going to attend our session is how to encourage those youth who are living or working or engaged by a way or another in those communities to actually combat the certification and promote for reforestation and apply the sustainable and the green like techniques that they can do to promote for reforestation and to stop like the expansion of desertification in our communities. So this would be the main topic. We are still like working to develop the main content itself and what subtopics that we are going to speak about and like what techniques that we are going to share with them, because actually we found out that there is a lot of techniques that we can share with them, but we still consider that we have like diversity in the session. We have participants from 3 different countries, so some techniques might be applicable in some countries and might not be applicable to apply in other countries. So we are working to find out something that is comprehensive and something that we can apply and would be beneficial to the participants of the 3 countries. And that's what we are working on within the current and the next month before conducting our session. After this, I would like to share with you, I don't know if you can see it. This was the main course discussion that I was telling you about, which is encouraging youth in the indigenous communities and rural areas to combat desertification and promote reforestation through the different techniques and through sharing with them like the different techniques and share with them and discuss with them like the issue and the causes and the roots and what we can do to combat it and so on. And after this, if you can see here the agenda of the session itself, can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so this is like the initial draft for the session. We are working to develop it with, as I mentioned, within the current like 2 months. So the first thing we would have like an opening session to let the participants know like the team four members who are conducting the session, who are we and what we are doing, and our work like for the climate action and so on. And after this, and also we will tell them more about the GYCC and what we are doing with the GYCC and why we are conducting this session and so on, so that they get to know about the GYCC and so on. And after this, we would go through the main course discussion, which I was telling you before, which is the part related to the main topic, desertification in rural areas and indigenous communities and the root causes and so on. So this would be the main course, the first thing that we're going to start with after the opening session. And after this, we have a resolution. The resolution is kind of a reflection or a feedback from the participants based on what they received from us on the topic itself. Like we need the session to be like something interactive. We don't want to just have a session in which we are just speaking, the participants or the facilitators of the sessions, which are team four members, but we need also the participants to be interactive with us and to share their insights and so on. That's why we have this resolution.
Hello? Did your mic cut off? I think there are internet issues. Was that just me or did it just cut off?
Same here. But I think Omar just came back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I came
okay.
back. Sorry for the technical issue.
Oh, no, it's okay. You can continue.
Okay, I will just reshare my screen first. So before this, I was speaking about the main course discussion, and after this, the resolution in which we're going to take feedback and insights from the participants who are youth who are living in the rural areas and indigenous communities, so that their feedback would be so important to interact and to provide to us. So after this, we would be moving to the tool fair. So the tool fair is a slot in the schedule, which is specifically like allocated for networking for the participants, because as I mentioned, we have diversity here. We have participants from 3 different countries, so we want those participants to interact together. So this slot would be for the interaction and for people to work and to interact together. So in this tool fair, we would be like dividing participants into breakout sessions, and each of the team members would be like facilitating one of these breakout sessions. In these breakout sessions, the participants would be discussing different aspects and discussing different tools and maybe techniques or to do lists that they are conducting within their communities, and give it and provide it to other participants so that they can exchange those techniques together based on the part they are associated with, the part that they are affected with. And after this, they would come up with something, something collective, because this would be a mini discussion about them. They are the ones who are going to be running the breakout session. They are going to speak about this the topic. They are going to discuss it. They are going to provide insights, so that this is the slot in which they can actually make benefit of the diversity that we have from the 3 different countries. So after the tool fair, we are moving to the feedback and the insights to get to know their feedback after conducting this breakout sessions, the benefits that they got from discussing the topic and with people from other countries, and the new perspectives that they gained, and what techniques maybe the participants are doing in Botswana that participants from Egypt can also apply in their communities. So that's why we're conducting this part with them. We wanted to also include like an experience sharing slot, like the one we have in our like monthly session, because I'm like I am involved in the network. I know a lot of people who are also passionate about the climate change and the climate action in Egypt, and also the other two participants from Korea and Botswana. So we know like some people who might be a good addition to the session if they give like an inspirational presentation about their work to inspire those youth from indigenous communities and rural areas to apply and to work and to do like the impact that we want to see in those communities. So that's why we thought about like including an extra part for a guest speaker to come and speak in the session about his or her work to inspire other participants attending the session. And after this, we would be concluding the session with the wrap up and the picture time. As I mentioned, we are going also to develop these like slots, each and every one specifically within the next 2 months. And also it would take like regarding the timeline or the frame we are going through, it would take like the current month till the end of March and also April to finalize this draft, to take each and every part specifically and to work on it, like to design the content of the, for example, the main course discussion, what topics we are going to talk about specifically, what insights we are going to share with them, what techniques and so on, and also regarding indicating the participants that who are going to attend and like choose them, or maybe have like a form to select participants who are going to attend from the 3 different countries, and selecting also the guest speaker who is going to give the experience sharing session and so on. So we would be doing this, finalizing these like these steps within the next 2 months, within the current month, which is March and April as well. And we are planning to conduct the session in May, next May. And after this, like as I mentioned, we thought firstly that we can apply the session like individually and offline, each and every one of us in his or her own country. But then we thought, because of the diversity aspect and so on, to do it like in a virtual form, like an online session. But after this, like according to the indication that we get and the assessment and the feedback we collect from the online session, we would also provide like offline sessions after we conduct the online ones, like in our communities. And this would be like a part 2 or an extra step that we are going to take in the implementation of our action plan.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. It was very well explained and organized. Yeah, so you
Thank
guys
you.
are planning to, when are you guys planning to advertise and collect participants?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
When are you planning to collect and advertise and, gather participants?
How we are planning to do so, you're asking?
Oh, yes, and when?
So yeah, as I mentioned, this would be through the next month, and we would do it through the online channels and the online networks that we are allocated with. For example, I am in Egypt. I am part of different associations, and some of them are related to the climate change and the development sector and the NGOs. And I know a lot of participants who are like passionate about this, and we already like created a lot of like informative and awareness raising sessions to raise awareness of a particular issue, whether related to climate change or not. So that's why we work to choose or to allocate or to indicate the participants who are going to attend the session. We may conduct like an online form, a Google form that each and everyone interested in climate change, whether they are working or not, whether they just heard about the topic of deforestation or desertification, and they don't know what is it, and they need to get more information so that they can start work on it. So we would be gathering like different people, whether they are working on the topic or they just heard about it and they want to get more information. So it would be through the online like channels with whether the social media platforms and so on.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I was thinking you guys can even use like GYCC's Instagram, and like we can post on our website as well. And all those people who wanted to like apply and who did actually apply and didn't, get chosen, maybe like they can see those posts about your guys' event and they can participate in that instead.
Yeah, this would be so helpful. That's why I want to ask you guys for like any idea that you can that you think it would be helpful for us that we can implement, whether regarding the session or the design of the agenda itself, whether regarding the way we advertise for the participants to attend. So thank you for this one.
Yes, and I can also talk to other youth lab members because we had like a research team, subtopic research team and a regional team and so on, other than the YCD teams. And they worked a lot before the conference in Seoul, but after that, there wasn't really much like of a role for them. So maybe we can like split them amongst like the teams and they can help everyone, not just your teams, but everyone's teams as action plans. I think that might help as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have questions for Team 4? Does Diane have any comments?
Well, nothing to like add for feedback, but I just wanted to say like, I think that is really nice idea, and it's really nice to see the specific timeline of your team's action plan. Yeah, so I think like because last time you also showed us like how you're planning to have that education session, like that's I'm sorry for my video, it's not working properly. So yeah, so like last time you showed us like how you're planning your like that exchange session. So maybe next time I hope to see like as Len said, like what kind of advertisement or what kind of when to start, like that kind of things to be more specified. So yeah, I just want to see that how it goes like later on. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, Team 4. And if there are no other suggestions to be said right now, you can leave it in the chat and we can move on to Team 5. Thank you, Omar. Does Team 5 have a presentation?
Yep. So for Team 5, I'll just briefly go through our action plan timeline. In March, we are thinking to identify potential stakeholders to collaborate, and we will continue our research on mangrove conservation or reforestation. This is to help for our educational material. And then in the next month, we will send out the quiz, hopefully, for data collection, and at the same time, draft a document to pitch to private companies or even government stakeholders. So what we have done is we have completed the quiz, educational material. We will have to start to brainstorm the content for the different age group, either from primary school to tertiary education. And then identification of stakeholders. I'm looking into companies where they do have mangrove reforestation work that's ongoing and see if we can actually partner them. Or we can look at governments who have plans to conserve certain areas where they have deemed it to be the biodiversity destroyed due to tourism or agriculture. So this will be done in a presentation deck. I have done up the brief outline for the engagement where we state our problem statement, what solutions can my group provide, and how are we going to measure the success for private and also for the government side. So this is just a very brief outline that we actually had for group 5.
Okay, could you explain this a little bit?
So for the brief outline, the current problem statement would definitely be deforestation of mangroves, either for tourism, industrialization, or for housing. So the solution that we can provide is to educate local communities through outreach programs, social media, partner with local government to conserve, or we can try to do policy change. Partner with private companies to reforest or conservation works as well. The measure of success will be the number of communities that we manage to reach, plus our survey scores, because we do have our quiz, and we hope that through this outreach program, the scores on the survey, the scores will be higher. More than 75% will be considered A. And this one, for stakeholders, we are targeting of a funding of about 500 USD. I've identified Clarins to sponsor it. So it's about, no, sorry, this is per tree. Per tree is 349 USD. So if you want to make 10,000 trees, will be 34,000. So we'll probably ask for a funding of like 35,000. And then in terms of government side, it's really to do the outreach program, mangrove planting, educational materials, what are some of the sustainable tourism that Indonesia can adopt, and how can we change the way of living.
Okay, thank you. All right, so it seems like so far you guys have created the quiz, and that's the biggest accomplishment so far, right, of your team?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And about that, your next plan for the quiz is to share it?
As in the quiz, we have shared it last month.
Okay, so what is the most immediate next thing you guys planning to do?
So the next most immediate one is we want to confirm the stakeholders we want to collaborate with, and then continue our research, and so probably send the draft out the document for pitching, which is the presentation,
Okay,
not in this written form.
okay, I see. All right, thank you. Yeah, that's pretty clear. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, I like that you guys also have a detailed schedule for what will be happening in the future. And how is your team's participation going?
As you can see from the number of team 5 here, it's only 3 of us.
Okay, 3,
I
yeah.
think the issues that are faced by the other teams are also faced by our team because of the lack of understanding of what are we all working towards to. The goal has seemed to be a bit gray and blur right now.
As in within your action plan, or?
No, as a whole, because we do have the policy team that is going to work on the policy. We also have this action plan, but we don't know what all these build up to. Doesn't seem to be an end goal.
Right, okay. Well, the end goal is to present at Columbia and share, what we have been doing until that point. And I guess what you mean is there's not a specific date right now. So it's a bit unclear like what the timeline should look like, right?
Yeah, like
But
how
I
do we
think
need to speed up our action plan, or we can slow down, and we are not sure what needs to be exactly delivered and during the P4G.
okay, yeah. So I think just a big presentation on what you guys have worked on and the outcomes, that would be what is presented at P4G. And although the date is not confirmed, I think it would be great if everyone thought of it as being May, like end of May, mid-May, because that is when they had it last time, like 2 years ago. So I'm assuming it should be around then. And if it gets delayed more than that and it ends up being in June or July, then that's even better because you have anticipated May and prepared till May. So I would suggest everyone to just keep that in mind. But I think that end goal of like presenting our outcomes at P4G should be clear to everyone. Yeah, but if there's any more like questions or clarifications I have to make, then I can do so.
Yeah, I just had an internet connection, so I didn't get what you were saying. Well, would you please repeat that again?
Oh, I said that if some people are confused on when to, complete their action plans by, I mentioned that you guys should anticipate it being May, so mid-May, around there, because last time the conference was in May, but this time, we don't know the specific date yet, and it might be May or later. So if it's later, then that's fine because we anticipated May. And yeah, so I'm just letting you guys know so you can plan ahead. And about our goal is, in general, our goal is to just present our outcomes at P4G. And I thought that was, or I think that was like maybe not as clear to some people. But I think if you guys are confused about like collective goals within your teams or such, you can just think of it as, okay, we're going to present our what we've done so far as a team and why, and also what were the outcomes of it.
Yeah, thank you for repeating this. Just I have a note regarding the P4G because we're talking about it right now. So I just want to ensure that we need also to get to know about the exact date before, in a prior time, so that we have enough time to finish our, the document that we need for traveling and the arrangements and so on, because it actually takes time and it differs from a country to another.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
I wanted to add that it seems to be in the second half of this year, like the P4G date. So I don't think it will be really just in May. So I think we have enough time so far. And we just got email from the P4G side from Colombia government. So we're about to reply them. And then I think we can start preparing P4G thing, the GYCC in P4G. So yeah, we will keep updated. But I don't think
Okay, thank you.
yeah, I think it will be in the second half of this year. So maybe it will be nice if you all teams can sum up their action plan, the whole action plan, within the first half of this year. Yeah. So that will be around May or June, as Len said.
Yes, thank you for the clarification. Are there any more questions or suggestions about Rachel's presentation? Okay, if not, you can leave it in the chat and we can get back to it later. Team 6, I believe you're the last team. Can you present now?
Oh, yes, okay. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, for our team, in the last month, like we are focusing on establishing the social media platform. Recently, we have finished establishing the Facebook and Instagram page, which is related to our topic, the water security and deforestation, specifically on the Paramo ecosystem, because we wanted to raise the awareness about the Paramo ecosystem. So one of that's way, which is the establish the social media platform and raise the awareness about that and sharing the information about the Paramo and its importance and the threats that face in these areas. So we named the page, it's called Hope for Paramos. And now it's in the beta version. It's not like the final version. Now, like we are trying to improve the logo, try to improve the visual aspect of that page. It's not finished yet, but at least we have established that page. And once it's finally finished, we'll share it in the group with all the members. And what we wanted to do, like currently, we would like to define the content, of course, what we want to share. There are like many several ways to share the information. It could be like infographic, it could be short videos or classic post. So it's still under discussion what kind of content and what's the better way to share it through this social platform. And also we wanted to prepare a timeline plan for posting through this social media. Should it be like one post per week or two posts per week? Is still these all ideas under discussion. Like mainly right now, the minimum should be like from one to two posts per week through the social media, all the social media the platform we created, the Instagram and the Facebook, but still we need to define exactly which time we shall share that. There are of course some challenges that we are facing. One of that is like the other teams also, which is the lack of active engagement from all the participants. But I think we have like some ideas to make weekly meeting to discuss and making all the members active. Like we think about that, and that I think would be helpful to make all the participants more engaged and active in our like content and sharing and all of that. And one of the other challenges, which is the creating collaboration with different organizations, we have already like defined some of these organizations, like three of them in Colombia, but still like they are not having a better understanding of how can we get benefit of them, like how we can create these collaboration. So we still like we have a kind of connection with them, with some of the members, but it's still like we're trying to have a better understanding of how can we make this collaboration more benefit for us. So like these are the simple dates of our progress this last month. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So what is one thing you guys will work on like in the next meeting that you guys hold?
In the next meeting, well, we should like improve this page, social media page. We should finish the logo. We have like some ideas about the logo and how it should be look like. We should finish these points and also like we establish the first stage of the social media, all of the social media. Then we have to like plan for which date we should start the first post, and then from that date we shall like start weekly posting. So I think these 2 points should be discussed in the next meeting.
Okay, yes, thank you. Once you create all the things, maybe you guys can send us the link to your Instagram.
Of course, definitely.
Okay, yay, thank you so much. Is there anyone else from Team 6 who would like to talk or mention anything else? Or does anyone else have feedback for Team 6? Okay, so I don't think anyone said anything or opened their mic. Diane, do you have anything else to mention?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, so thank you all the teams for your updates. And before we end, are there any questions?
Yeah, I just have one last question.
Oh, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I just want to ask if we will receive a kind of responsibility check email for the responsibility, which is like the Padlet update and the attendance of the annual sessions. I think we received it only one time. I don't remember when, but are we supposed to receive like another one because it's been like a couple of extra sessions and Padlet updates that we are supposed to be doing. So that each and everyone get to know the level of engagement and like what he needs or what she needs to do to improve like the level of engagement, you know?
I'll answer that. So like I'm checking that on like that responsibility check. So but like I just wanted to include the attendance for March, so this month session. So within this month, right after this session, I'll add 2 days attendance as well on that responsibility check, and then I will send it within March.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions?
Actually, I had one question. For you mentioned that there was the research team.
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh. Can we use them? Like, can we ask them to do the research and just like ask them for the data? Because we have team members and we know what we want to do. So as Adam mentioned, we want to post things up on the Instagram and Facebook, but we need people to research the material that we want to make up as infographics and upload. But so we can create the infographics, that's not a problem. But I think like spending the time to research it might be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, okay, then I think it would be great if you guys can send us an email with like a list of what exactly you want researched, and then we can talk to the research team and see what we can do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have questions? Okay, if not, I think that's it for today. Thank you for each team members who've presented and for updating us on what you guys have been doing. And I hope that the next month of May, now like spring started and everything, I hope it feels like a fresh start and you guys can all, encourage your team members and work on newer updates on your action plans and whatnot. And also update on policy proposal team. Our leader is in the process of changing and we will have our another official meeting next week. So hopefully by next month we can have something we can share with everyone.
Yeah, before we leave, can we take a photo together?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Can everyone turn on their cameras if possible? Okay, can Diane take the picture?
Oh yeah, sure. I like
Okay,
that.
thank you so much.
Rachel. That one is really cute. All right. 1 second. What pose shall we do? March through 3.
Yeah, 3 would be nice.
All right. Up. 1 second. 1, 2, 3. Cool. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.